him for you, keys to the performance?
Yeah, I think he's, any teenager has to navigate life, and that's complicated enough, finding your own identity and where you think you fit in the world, and then trying to do that on top of this whirlwind of an event that's taken place with him and someone who's been his best friend since birth. It shakes the foundation of everything he thought he knew, and so I think it's kind of a slow build of realizing that his life is about to take a really drastic turn, and as much as he may try to, approach Ballas about it and try and, work out the situation, I think there's definitely an underlying fear the entire time of losing a best friend and a brother, and I think that, I wanted to portray that throughout the whole performance for sure.
Yeah. It's something we kind of take for granted sometimes, but Josh, you're pretty much in every scene of the film, right? I mean, you're almost in every one, because we're seeing it through your point of view with your eyes. I'm wondering, kind of, as you approached it, was that something you kind of mapped out in some ways as an actor, kind of recognizing where he went from point A to all the way to point Z?
I don't know. I mean, when I do a role, it's more, I like to find it as I go, because I think, probably because I'm too late to take notes in the script, but I think, it's a collaborative process, finding a character, because you want to bring how you view the character, but you also want to bring how the writer or director views the character, and that, should morph into what eventually becomes that person, because I think, as an actor, I think it's your job to bring the director's vision to life, and you can bring things that you want, but I think it's, it's a two-way street, so that was really important for me, for sure.
Yeah. Taylor, you bring such depth to your performance with. What were some of the nuances you wanted to make sure are sort of there, even if they're sort of just they're almost like a scent that follows her, like a glance that she can give? What were some of the nuances you wanted to make sure you brought?
Arthur, thank you. Well, I didn't want her to feel very guarded and defensive at first, so there was a fine line between making the character at first sort of simple, like to be able to be sympathized with, and then also having people be confused and interested in her story arc and as to why she's acting out in the way that she was. So it was sort of a slow unfold as she comes to connect with Frankie and the similarities that bring them together and feeling alone. And she wanted a friend just as badly as Frankie wanted a friend. And I think having their history together, he was the only one that I think really knew the truth about her, and vice versa. I think that allowed them to have a very beautiful relationship to develop.
Yeah. To his struggle going on, what were some of the keys to him that you wanted to bring out?
For Ballas, I just really wanted to make sure that he wasn't one-dimensional, because I think that would have been pretty boring. So, making sure that I really created all these stories for Ballas, scenes that weren't in the film, but helped when I'm talking about things, make them real to me, and that helps me, up the stakes for these things, because it's not just about, kicking his ass and running away, but I really love him, and that's what hurts the most. So I just really wanted to make sure that I focused on making him as dynamic as possible.
In fact, there's a part of the complexity also comes out in the physicality to the role. How Ballas has got that aspect of when you first sort of see it come to the fore. It's when he's defending the other boy in the locker room, and then to unfortunately sort of see that then be brought out against Frankie. It's a beautiful complexity, isn't it? And I'm wondering how you finesse those sort of aspects of the performance.
Yeah, for me, I just really try and go on the journey with the character.
Strength, kind of a quiet strength going on inside of him, that we sort of see him really work with his son on trying to find the same kind of quiet strength. What were some of the keys to him for you?
Well, you really hit on it when you said the quiet strength. I've got a son who's 10, and so I'm a dad, and I brought to the performance and to the relationship with Josh a lot of what I believe in as a father, which is, you're there to support, to hear, to listen, not to judge, of course, but to encourage and maybe helpfully suggest a direction or a way through something. And I found the writing to be so supportive of that. That really was the character, and it really is what attracted me to the role. Was I felt here was an atypical representation of the dad, you know, and one that I really identified with and felt gave some like almost a new direction to this theme, a new way of looking at it, an approach of acceptance and help, and that's what I feel as an adult and as a parent now, that's my responsibility with my son and in performances. It's to be there for him and to accept him and really enjoy and watch him become who he is meant to be. That's such a long time ago.
Have you learned any new things from that?
I learned something from everyone here. I was amazed and really moved by the performances because I felt they were so personal and so real and so not forced. And I don't know if it's a different, I can't think back that far. But I think using myself as an example, when I started, I don't think I trusted the camera to be able to capture everything that it can capture. Capture, now I'm sounding like somebody else. Sorry. But I watched them all have that kind of courage to just really be and let things come out of them, and I think they're all wonderful performances. So I was in school too with them, watching them work. You never stop learning.
Yeah, I'll answer
I
that.
guess go.
That's right. You see how it goes in the film? No, you know, when I look at a role, I never look at what their sexual orientation is. I could care less, to be honest. Is the film good? Is the character interesting? Is it something I can explore and learn from and have fun? And I think it'll be good. Don't even look at that. It's like second. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're taking the roles based on how you think other people are gonna evaluate it or think, but you're not really doing, you know, the medium justice. I think if you respond to it artistically and respond to the character, and in this case, the subject matter and what it has to say, then everything else, you know, I mean, all the positivity that comes out of it is gonna far outweigh any, you know, asshole that has some stuff to say.
But, you know, just want to add to that, the phases of auditioning, some casting directors told us that some young people weren't coming out for it. They're also young men. And so I was shocked, and, you know, so thankfully we found really talented, amazing people who, you know, were.
You know, like, people are still pretty homophobic, and I look at my sister who's just in college now, and I don't know, but it seems like her generation is like very accepting, but I could be completely off. And do you think that, like, yeah, so I guess that's not really a question.
Well, yes and no. I mean, it is. I think it definitely depends on the community, and if you are exposed to that, it also, I think, depends on how you're raised and your parents. Do you guys get earthquakes here?
Subway's right below you.
Ah! It's my first time in New York.
Capital of the world.
But yeah, I think it. I was brought up in a very small high school. Everyone knew everyone. There's one high school in the community I'm from, and there was a lot of that. There was a lot of rape culture and sexual harassment. There was not a lot of diversity. There were no kids coming out. You know, any kids part of the LGBT community. There was maybe one, and I think almost everyone made fun of him for it. And he's still a friend of mine today. He moved to the big city because he felt more accepted there, which is awful. But yeah, it is still a problem. I think it just depends on certain communities and if you happen to be individually exposed to that growing up.
Yeah, I think it's possible to recognize how far we've come, but also, you know, there's still stuff that happens. I think this movie, it kind of speaks to that in the sense of like, you want to reach people that even, whether it be they haven't heard about it or met that many people in that community, so they're either uninformed on it or may be more resistant because it's, maybe it's strange to them or something. Those are the people that you want to reach with a movie like this, just as much as the people who may be uncomfortable with their sexual identity. You want to reach everybody because, I think that this movie is very accessible to everybody, and that's why I think it's a really cool movie to be a part of.
But, I'll just say, don't forget, you can't control what other people think, so don't forget what Mo said, right?
And I think partly Bal's, it's a message to him saying, I'm at peace with myself, you come to me when you're at peace with yourself. And I think the fact that they exchange the flare gun at the beginning when everything's great and the relationship is, going fine and everything's normal, I think that adds a whole other layer to the flare gun aspects.